Hey everybody, this is Mr. Blue. Just a random video. I received a package from one of my cousins that was selling a bunch of her and her husband's games, and just wanted to show off what I got, because it's pretty good loot. I got a Legend of Zelda Wind Waker strategy guide. Got Suikoden 4. I don't know how to pronounce it, it just sounds like that. Got the strategy guide for that, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 games. Now, out of these 18 games, I'm thinking about 5 of them are games that I've played. All the rest are games that I've wanted to play for a very long time. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show them off and rant on about a little bit about the ones that I've played. And pretty much, for the ones that I haven't played, I intend on doing Blind Blue episodes of. So, yeah, here we go. First game is a copy of Wind Waker, which is my favorite Zelda game of all time. I 100% beat this game when I got it when I was younger, because it was one of the first games I got when I got my first GameCube. And I played the crap out of it. I plugged my Game Boy Advance into the GameCube so that Tingle would help me find all the hidden treasures and whatnot. So I love that game. That's really, really good because I lost my copy and I'm really happy to have another one. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. I've only played this once, otherwise I'd be doing a Blind Blue on it. But I played it with my buddies Travis and Chase, and as a multiplayer game, it was actually pretty enjoyable. I'm wondering if it'll be the same single player. If not, I might have to find some more people to play. Yeah, there's that. The first game I got with my GameCube when I first bought it back when I was like 12. Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness. Now I know a lot of you people probably like, oh, these GameCube Pokemon games are just kind of bad. I disagree. They were actually really fun. They weren't as free in terms of catching Pokemon as they were in the Game Boy, but I think this way it required a little bit more strategy because you didn't have the entire list. You had to make do with what you could get. And I love the story for it too. It was really fun. I kind of like the characters, and I like the characters from, I think it was Colosseum, which was the one before this on the GameCube. I like them a little better because the guy felt really cool, and he had the girl following him. I always like it when they have a character follow you in games. That's what I love about the remakes of Silver and Gold. There's that. The GameCube version of Resident Evil 4. I already have the PlayStation 2 version, which is it's pretty bad, let me tell you. The control, I borrowed it from Aaron S. a long time ago, before I'd ever played Resident Evil 4. And I could not stand the controls. PlayStation 2 controls are god-awful. And then I played the GameCube version, and it felt a little better. Not much, but it felt a little better. But the difference is it looked a lot better, and that's kind of sad. The GameCube game looks a lot better than the PlayStation 2 game did. At least I think that's kind of sad. I thought PlayStation 2 was at the top of its graphics at its time. But yeah, I now have the PlayStation 2 version with all the bonuses, and now I have the GameCube version, and I've also got the Wii version, which is by far the best of the three. So that. The best Sims game ever created. The Sims bustin' out. If only. I'm stuck in this room. I have no money. I cannot move. This game will let me live my dream. Ocarina of Time, and this includes the Master Quest on it, which is great. It's got the 2 discs in there. Sweet. And yeah, I've played Ocarina of Time. I've yet to beat it though. I know that's weird to say because I always talk about how Zelda's my favorite video game franchise, but I've never beaten Ocarina of Time. I've always made it pretty far, and there's always a part that I got stuck on. I just can't remember which part it is. But I've always gotten stuck on it, so hopefully now that I have yet another GameCube copy of this, because I have the limited edition Zelda collection for the GameCube. Came with the first game, the second game, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask, and the demo for Wind Waker. And now I have this as well, so now I have 2 copies of Ocarina of Time on the GameCube. And yet none on the N64. I have Majora's Mask on the N64, but that's about it. Alright, and that's all the games that I have played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 I was one off. Now to get to the games that I haven't played. Beyond Good and Evil. I have heard nothing but praise for this game. And this came wrapped. It's really cool, so it's like, it's almost new. It like looks almost new at least. But I've heard nothing but good stuff about this. I'm really excited to play this, and I'm thinking this might be the first of these games that I do for the Blind Blue episode, because I'm really anxious. So there's that. The game, Suikoden 4. I haven't heard much about the Suikoden. I'm going to call him Suikoden. Suikoden. Can't talk. I haven't heard much. The only thing I know is that the only thing I think I know is that you don't have to have played the previous games to play this one and understand it. The only thing that passes down is this thing called the Rune of Punishment. Other than that, it's a completely different story, I heard. So I'm looking forward to that. It talks about, pretty much, let's see, the Rune of Punishment is passed through the age. Build a ship home base filled with crew members, shops, and minigames, fight in group battles, one-on-one duels, and tactical ship combat, sail through vast oceans and whatnot. If you can't tell from my little spiel on Wind Waker, I love sailing games and whatnot. I love games where I can go sailing. In Minecraft, I want them to put more stuff I can do with the boat. I want like sharks, I want fishing things, I want to be able to build bigger boats. I want stuff like that. I love stuff about the open ocean and everything. So this caught my eye, and I was like, yeah, can you please hold on to that and send it to me? She's like, sure. So looking forward to that, and I have the strategy guide there too, which can help me out if I get stuck. Here's another one. This is one that I'm really excited about doing as well, because I played the first game, Dark Cloud 2. I don't know, there's something about the art style, something about the characters, something about everything. I just love the way this game looks. It's all it looks steampunkish, and I'm a huge sucker for everything steampunk. And it just looks fun, so looking forward to that too. Tales of Symphonia. Although I think I was told that I'm pretty sure this is one that they might have had problems playing it before, but they said they'd send it to me anyway. They didn't charge me for it, so that's always good. Hopefully, I think it's either this one or Suikoden. It's either one of these two. But I'm pretty sure it's this one, and hopefully there is no problem, and if there is, I'd be able to find a way to fix it, because it's looked interesting as well. I like the picture on the back. You might not be able to see it, but there's like I guess it's from a cutscene. It looks very old school anime, like Dragon Ball Z, Outlaw Star, Trigun looking and whatnot. Alright. These two I wanted because I wanted to play them, because honestly, I haven't been interested in a Final Fantasy game since my friend told me about Final Fantasy XI way back when. And before that, the last one I had played was 4. I didn't play 7 until I was probably like 18. And the only Final Fantasy game other than 4 and 11 that I liked was Crisis Core on the PSP. That one was fun and depressing. But I wanted to try these. I know I've heard some pretty bad things about the second one, especially. But I've always wanted to try them, and I love having Final Fantasy games in my collection, because I always like have an urge to just go and play Final Fantasy every once in a while. So now I get to try X and X2. I've heard really good things about this. I've also heard it's really bad. I've heard multiple things about it. X2 I haven't heard much good about, but I'm interested, so I'm going to take a look and play them around and whatnot. Start off with X, move on to X2 when I finish with X. Get that done. Alright, the next one. Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. When my cousin told me about this, I looked up videos of it and was instantly intrigued. I didn't know at first that it was Shin Megami Tensei, and before, limited edition director's cut. Sweet. I didn't know what Shin Megami Tensei was or whatnot, but I recently started playing Persona 4, and have yet to play much else since. The game's taking over my life, but I don't care, I'm really happy with it. And I saw what this game looked like I saw trailers, I saw gameplay, I saw a secret fight with Dante from Dante from Devil May Cry 2, and just got me really interested, so I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Here we go. Valkyrie profile, whichever you want to say. Silmeria. I've always seen these at GameStop whenever I went there. I've always seen these and been like, oh, these look really cool, I want to try them. But I've never had any to try, and now I do. I'm wondering if I'm 1 to 2 players. I'm wondering if I need to play the previous ones before, but this is Square Enix, and typically that's not the case, so maybe I'll be able to understand, and if not, I could just find the other games, or look them up on Wikipedia or something. So that. Rogue Galaxy. Another game that I've heard nothing but good things about. It's space pirates. How can you go wrong? Look at that. That's like what Treasure Planet should have been. Or should have looked like, at least. This game looks really cool. It looks dark. It looks fun. I like the idea that the character isn't who he says the people think he's somebody else at first, and he goes along with it. I love characters that just like, okay, if you say so, and then they just play up what they've been accused of being or whatever. Plus, set sail on a space pirate adventure. That has me really intrigued. So it's getting difficult to choose which ones I want to do. Another one. These two actually. Again, I've always seen the sequels of these in the PlayStation 3 aisle of GameStop, but I've never played the first ones, and apparently you don't have to, but I always just wanted to anyway. It's one of those games that I felt the urge to play the first ones, and these are the, I think it's Disgaea games. Disgaea, Hour of Darkness, and Disgaea 2, Cursed Memories. And I love the art style. That's what mainly intrigues me. When, like, I used to draw all the time and whatnot. I haven't so much anymore, but I still do kind of, I doodle around and whatnot. Create little chibi characters and everything. But one thing that's always been a major factor for me in terms of like games, in terms of cartoons, animes, anything like that, the art has to appeal to me, otherwise I won't be that interested in it. And this has been, I love the cell shading on this dude. I love the way it looks. It's like chibi anime and redheads. But yeah, it just looks really intriguing. I've seen the gameplay, and it's not something I normally do, but it's something I've tried, and I wasn't like appalled by it. I didn't think it was bad. The game that I was playing wasn't as interesting. But hopefully, I'm wondering if these will, because these seem to have an anime storyline to go with them. So there's those. And lastly, we have Phantasy Star Online, Episode 1 and 2 for the GameCube. I didn't even know the GameCube could go online, but apparently it can. All I've seen from this is the character creation screen. And it made me like, I want to try that. I love being able to create characters. Plus, it looks like space mixed with medieval. I see a dragon and a spaceship on the back here, and that looks really neat. So I'm going to be looking forward to trying this. Hopefully I can get some friends to play this with me. Apparently you can connect the GameCube online. Never knew. So yeah, that's all the games. I got all these in one box in the mail today. Plus a nice letter from my cousin telling me Merry Christmas, because they included the strategy guides. They were like, I was going to pay them for them, but I didn't have the money, so I was like, I can't afford them right now, but if you can't find somebody to buy them later, I'll buy them off of you. And I got them in the mail, and I was like, the strategy guides are here. These aren't games, these are way too big. And she said, let's see. Well, we went ahead and put the strategy guides in the box. Merry Christmas, and I hope you enjoy all the games. So, I have a lot to do, and most of these are going to be Blind Blue videos, along with about 5 I have on my computer right now, so a lot of content coming out, plus the 1000th EHCfilm video, which, if you haven't been keeping up on our Facebook and Twitter, which links are in the description, plus put something at the end of this that'll have links and everything. Basically, 1000th video I've been working on. You know that there's a video I made there when we hit 500 videos. It wasn't the 500th video. I made it to celebrate us hitting 500 videos. Excuse me. And it was basically a compilation of funny bits from all the playthroughs we had done up until that point. Well, since the 500 mark, because at that 500 mark, it was just me, Aaron S, and Metal Shadow. It's the three of us, and we only had about, I want to say, 6 to 7 games. And since then, we've had a lot more stuff, so this 1000th video is going to be another one of those, only bigger, much more exciting. I now know more editing tricks, so I know how to make things look pretty and everything. So far, I've done, because I separate them into the different parts, I separate them into the commentators and their videos and whatnot. And so far, I've done all of my parts, and I'm moving on to Aaron S.'s parts. And at my parts, it's about 5 minutes long, which the last video was, I think, 12 minutes long. So there's a lot, because I'm including all the shenanigans. I'm including the shenanigans, because I'm pretty much going down the line of everybody. And I'm going to go through everyone. There's me, Aaron S, Metal Shadow, the Duck, Phazon, Admiral Chocoho, aka my buddy Travis, Trevor, also known as Atomic Sunrise, Deja, Travis's girlfriend. Any funny bits from any videos that any of us were in, I'm putting into this video with some awesome music. So hopefully it comes out alright. It's not as big a project as my Friday the 13th review was, or the Jurassic Park 3 review that I've almost canceled. Almost. Still on the verge of maybe, but it's just really hard to put together. Really hard, really time consuming. I have to get in the mood and I have to sit myself down and just work for hours. I've already put in like 7 hours on that video. My computer's starting to shut off, that's not good. There we go. I've already put in like 7 hours for that video, and it's still about 1/3 the way done. So that's a maybe. I might finish putting that together, but there's a slight chance I might not, because just way too much. Plus now I'm working on the 1000th video, which is easier to put together, but it's still going to take up time. Another news? I don't think there is any other news. I just finished the Fear playthrough, so I'm moving on to another one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I have some ideas, especially now that I have some more games that I've played and know how to get through that might come into consideration for playthroughs now. Especially Wind Waker. I love Wind Waker so much. But I'm not sure what I'm going to do next, so I'll keep you guys all posted. I always post on Twitter and Facebook on the EHCfilm pages. I always respond to people who post on the stuff, and I try to respond to all the comments. So yeah, that's all the announcements I have. Got a lot of games, got a lot of blind blues to do. Yeah. Peace.
Hey everybody, Mr. Blue here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like to check out more videos from EHCfilm, here's just a few of our more recent activities. We've got playthroughs, shenanigans, and even a couple of live videos. Also, if you want to stay up to date and involved with upcoming EHCfilm events, follow us on Twitter or Facebook and we'll keep you up to speed.